G'day from Moscow, Russia. With me is another YouTuber. His name's Russell from the channel Traveling with Russell. Join us on this little exploration journey through VDNKh for what is commonly known as Stalin's Soviet playground. The first thing we come across is our old mate Lenin. What do you think of Mr. Lenin?
He's everywhere. He's literally, you can't avoid him in Russia and Moscow.
Building laced in gold. This is the, what's this one called? This is the, if I'm reading my Russian right, it's Soviet or whatever, Republic. I think it's the Soviet Socialist Republic.
Oh, okay. That's
in abbreviation.
Right.
SSSR, USSR.
Yeah.
You can see on top of this building there are monuments to the men and women of the Soviet Union. Here at the moment it looks like construction, but it's not. It's they're actually setting up for the Europe's biggest ice rink.
So we go and stand on these steps.
Yep.
So we get a little bit of a view in there.
And I've got some video from when I was here about 2 winters ago during the New Year period, and I can show you a clip of what it's like. This is the pavilion for the Soviet Socialist Republic of the Russian Federation, or the Russian Federation Soviet Socialist Republic.
Yes.
As you can see here, got the good old hammer and sickle in gold on top.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and there's looks like, is that a mosaic or just art inside there? And here you can see up in the center there is our mate Lenin and all the workers of the Russian Federation.
Big columns.
Yeah, very big columns. You can see these people over here and see just how big they are. But this is now the government services building.
Yeah, Goslugi.
Goslugi, which we all as residents or citizens of the Russian Federation have to spend a bit of time in every now and then, which is always a bit of a drag. This is Armenia. Here along the top you can see all the different workers in Armenia. Over here you can see one which looks like a steel worker. The woman here is carrying wheat, and over here at the end it looks like a miner.
Yeah, with his lamp on there, I think. Has he got a
Yeah, it looks like a lamp.
headlamp on him?
And inside is the Ararat restaurant, and Ararat is whiskey.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
Or something like that, an alcohol.
Yeah.
From Armenia, which is very popular. And Churchill loved Ararat.
Oh.
And Stalin used to send him cases of it. Talk about bribery on the top level. And you can see above the door here, the squiggly writing, that is the writing of the Armenians, of the Armenian language. And I have no idea what any of those squiggles mean. Do you understand those squiggles?
No.
No?
Looks like those magnetic letters on the fridge.
Yeah.
Someone's just turned them upside down out here and there.
Yeah, there's one over there at the top right is definitely a T.
Oh.
And there's an F, the second from the left there. And maybe a U and a 3 or a Z. I have enough trouble with Russian, let alone having to try and learn Armenian. This one is Karelia, which is actually not far from St. Petersburg. On this one, here you can see it's got the stone columns of granite, which are common for the area, because near the Finland side of Russia and Leningrad, or now St. Petersburg, it's actually known for the granite, which is why St. Petersburg Metro is completely built with granite. And up here on the top you can see the emblem or the crest of the USSR showing wheat on the side. And here you can see there's cows, farmers, and a farm woman and a farm man. And over there you can see like a bird, and all the top is made of timber that comes from the region of Karelia, which is what it's also known for.
That's a huge wooden carving though in terms of size of the building. I mean the sheer size of that in wood.
Oh yeah. To ship that here would have been a lot. Definitely a lot, but it's very nice, very unique as well. This is the pavilion for Uzbekistan. Here on the top we can see what is the heads of the cotton plants or the cotton balls, because Uzbekistan was known for its cotton fields. And I forget what the sea name was, which was used to water the cotton fields, but they completely drained the sea.
Right, yeah.
Which is now dried up. So to make cotton for the Soviet Union, they basically drained an entire sea.
Wow.
So here it is. At the moment it's under repair and it has been from memory for the last at least 3 years. And that's like a big circular rotunda in the middle. It's probably one of the boldest places here.
Yeah, the size of it again, it's
absolutely massive. It's bigger than the Russian one.
There's a couple of guys.
Nice picture. You can see probably it's up there, a couple of guys dancing, the workers.
One thing that's misunderstood with all this, it's all done by hand. There's very few kind of like machinery, machines. It's all literally hand carved, hand cut, hand.
Yeah, that's
everything.
Something I've always been told by a few Russian friends here in like St. Petersburg and some from Moscow, is they have to follow the traditional building methods when they're doing the repairs.
Right.
So there's actually complete government departments or institutions which actually research every building.
Wow.
And meticulously find out what the processes were that were used, also what the materials were, the exact materials.
Sure, kind of
so they can't
replicate them or reuse them again. Or...
Yeah, so if say one's made of sandstone
yeah.
from a specific region, you can't use sandstone from another region.
Ah, fair enough.
So you have to find the exact stone that was used.
Wow.
So it'd be the same with like marble.
Yeah, right.
You'd have to get the marble from the region it originated from.
Wow.
Which is a pain in the butt. The pavilion for the Russian railways. It's built in the style of typical St. Petersburg buildings. And up here we can see it's got the emblem of the USSR, and we've got the columns which are representing the Admiralty building in St. Petersburg. And here you can see it looks like, if you see photos of the outside of a railway station in St. Petersburg, it looks exactly like that.
Very, very brutal design. It's not as. It's probably the least fancy of all the buildings we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's got an imperial feel to it, but it's got that also Soviet brutal feel.
Yeah.
But here we are at the Soviet Socialist Republic of Ukraine. Here you can see all along the top there is the symbolization of wheat. They were basically the fruit and vegetable center of the Soviet Socialist Republics. And here you can see beautiful stained glass window. I don't know what that's projecting. They can see all around the outside. You've got sunflowers with some mosaic hints in there, corn, grapes, and there's wheat. And along all the walls you can see different images of wheat. There's horses, bulls, pumpkins, grapes. And on the top there, our favorite thing in the world. It's a good old Soviet mosaic. So yeah, that's a really awesome one. It's very colourful too.
Isn't it?
I don't know if it's coming through on camera. And you've got these massive columns at the front as well. And also depicting different parts and representations of Ukraine. And here we have statues or monuments to the workers on the collective farms on either side. As you can see here at the moment, they're repairing this pavilion, and it should look a lot more brighter soon. This isn't actually a pavilion. Here we have the Samolet Su-27. It's the fighter aircraft in the Russian Air Forces. It is used as a long-range fighter. It's an interceptor designed for air superiority missions. And yes, I'm reading off a thing. The Sukhoi Su-27 has spawned numerous related developments, including the Su-27UB combat trainer and the Su-33 carrier-based fighter. And this is the pavilion dedicated to the Cosmos, so to the space exploration of the USSR. Over here on the left you can see who would have been a worker in probably one of the factories for the
Building of
the space
program, right?
plants, and a depiction of their origins from being basically naval. And it's a big arch, and inside is a museum for the achievements of the USSR in
Roscosmos.
the Cosmos.
Yeah.
And there'll be stuff about Yuri Gagarin there and everything. Behind us is a space shuttle. Okay, here we are coming up to the undercarriage of it, and it's the space shuttle called Vostok. You can just see it written on the side up there, and the letters USSR on the very top. And here are the engines that would have taken it off into outer space. Although this one wouldn't be actually a working model, I don't think. This is hope. There's no one in that cockpit waiting to fire up. I don't want to burn today. But it's definitely quite a big space shuttle. It's dedicated to, in modern day, from its original purpose, which is transport of the USSR. But originally it was dedicated to collective farming, but then became dedicated later on to industry of
the
machinery and chemicals, and stuff like that. That's why on here you can see all the different, like in the columns here you can see it looks like wheat, and in some of the ornate decoration on the facade you'll see images of farming as well. At the top, we've got the Dedishka or girl holding a thing of wheat and a book.
Yeah, that's all the calculations for how much they farmed.
Oh yes, the calculations book. They would have put 100 tons when it was only 1 ton. And her little friend there also works on the farm.
He's carrying it on his back there.
Yeah, he's carrying his back, where the girl's a lot stronger. She's carrying it in her arm.
Right.
So yes, that's the transport of the USSR pavilion.
Which is very untransport looking now.
Yes, very untransport looking. I guess when they converted it into the transport, originally it would have looked more transporty, but now they're restoring it back to its original by keeping the same name. They want to be more traditional. The Yak 42, and that's Yak. That's written there in the Cyrillic language. Definitely very Soviet, isn't it, Russell?
Extremely, yeah. It's classic. It's classic looking.
Yeah, classically Soviet. Here, we've got the Buran space shuttle, which is, it looks like it's been converted into like a plaything for children. Now, memory serves us correct, Mr. Bald and Bankrupt went to see the abandoned Buran. He snuck in and got himself in a lot of deep trouble, naughty Bald, and which is probably one of the reasons, or part of the reasons why he was kicked out and banned from Russia. But here, we're visiting the Buran. Not a problem. I don't think we'll get kicked out of Russia for looking at this.
No,
we're pretty safe.
In a kid's playground.
Exactly. It's the pavilion for Respublika Belarus, so the Republic of Belarus. And Belarus is known for its farming.
Again,
which is most of the former Soviet Union. And you can see up here in the center, the main centerpiece, there is a farmer woman holding a wreath of something and a big bunch of wheat, and these statues at the front. What do the statues represent again?
So the 5 different achievements of the Belarus Republic.
Yep.
I think we've got one's a farmer. I think one's somebody that worked on the rivers.
Oh yeah, he's holding a stern or whatever.
Yeah.
Wheel.
Another lady with the wheat again.
Yep.
I'm not sure the lady over here, maybe something to do with farming in general.
Not a potato.
No potatoes.
And you can see here all the columns have all this colourful artwork.
Fruit.
We've got sunflowers, wheat, fruit. Here I can see pears and apples. You got corn, and you've even got a bit of a pineapple there and some pumpkin. But do you see any potatoes?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Belarus is best known for its potatoes. But what's happening in Belarus? Where's the potatoes? I think the guy who was designing this at the time, he'd had a few little drinks of vodka, and he completely forgot about the potatoes.
And put pineapples instead.
Exactly. These ones here aren't pineapples, they're something else. I don't know what that's.
Are they acorns or?
Could be acorns or just some sort of purple fruit. So there you go. This is actually quite a big pavilion. Oh, and here you can see you got scientists in the artwork which goes around here. You got farmers, farm women, the children. Looks like the little boy there was going to the summer camps. This one represents the Volga region of Russia, which is further down south, which is where I'm heading to as part of my little tour around Western Russia.
Soiree.
Yeah, soiree, as we say in Australia. But interesting fact, we just read in the sign, this building, which you can now see, here you can see you've got the people from the regions and taking on some military duty over here. You got some farming, and also more farming over here, a little bit more military over there. And basically, this was the location of the first broadcast of color television in the USSR.
Yes.
Which is why behind this building, not so far away, it actually has the main tower and also broadcast studios where they record a lot of the television shows that are recorded in Moscow. So here we can see also on the front stained glass window where you can see up the top left is Moskva or Moscow, Saransk, Stalingrad, which is now Volgograd, and I can't pronounce that bottom right one, which I think is Astrakhan or something like that. But it's very colourful with the stained glass window, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, there's more stained glass just over here as well on the sides. Each side matches as well. And it's currently under renovation. So it should be looking quite spiffy once it's all done. This one is from Azerbaijan. What do you think of this one, Russell?
It's impressive again. It's these man-made or handmade facades here.
Yeah, it's all.
You see the grapes.
Yeah, up there in the middle of grapes, you've got ornate tiles like to be painted.
Yeah.
In there, and what's it you're saying off camera? The doorways are and the windows are made by hand without nails.
Without nails and glue. Yeah, so they.
That's very interesting.
Depicting the early building of just I don't know window frames or I don't know what you would call these, but yeah, they didn't use any modern technology in the construction. So
it's very interesting. So yeah, it's quite colourful. It's up there with Belarus and Ukraine.
Yeah, top three.
Could be a competition for which is the most colourful.
Sure.
So yeah, let me know in the comments which pavilion you like the best once we finish going around all of these. And yeah, let us know.
Это один, два, три.
Красиво.
Yeah. Okay, украинский. Crazy. Like what? It is pretty spectacular, I must admit. It's
Karelia, вот там еще Karelia.
Karelia.
Деревянная.
Да.
как
Karelia with the
wood.
the wood.
With the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Красивый.
Да. This is the original pavilion for Armenia. It's been handed down in different uses in time. And here on the front you can see from the top of the arched windows to the floor the different crops of Armenia, which are the grapes and
peaches.
Peaches, yes, I can see peaches there. It's very an understated building, but it is one of the most original buildings here at VDNKh, because obviously a lot of them over time have been modified and rebuilt. And yeah, so this is very interesting to see because we've already seen the current Armenian one, which is over the other side. This is for the Republics of Kazakhstan. You can see the Republic of Kazakhstan. They are known for their crops yet again. You can see the Kazakh man there standing with his wheat and a Kazakh man in his traditional dress.
That's probably his boss.
That's probably the big boss. And off to the sides here you can see the Kazakhs farming with the sheep, and I think there is a cows on the other side over here. And they're also known for breeding livestock.
Animal husbandry.
Yes, that's what you call it. That's a technical term, husbandry. So yeah, so this is actually quite ornate. It's all tiles put into like a Kazakh sort of
Like
design.
like those plates that you can get at the Rinks. You know,
Yes.
they've always got the nuts and and the dried fruits.
Yep.
They've always
I know
got
the
those,
ones.
They've always got those plates hanging on the top of them, the same design.
Yep. Well, they're all Kazakhs that are doing
And then yet again they honour the women farmers as well. Again, she's carrying the wheat there under her arm.
Yep. And also over here, steel worker. And a very unique emblem up on the top there. It's not the USSR emblem, it's a different one.
Maybe it's some sort of regional.
Yeah, it's regional, but it's got the red star at the top. It's very interesting. I think they were trying to beat the last few here with Ukraine, Belarus, and
We've seen
the
so
other
many
one.
now.
Yeah, there's so many pavilions here.
Belarus. Oh,
And actually, there was a story a friend of mine once told me about this place in the 90s, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, when all these pavilions, their purpose was closed. So they originally showcased all the produce and the triumphs of the regions. Basically during the 90s, this became like general markets. Like people just basically took over the buildings, from what I understand, and you could buy fruit and vegetables here from babushkas and dedushkas, electronics as well.
sure.
Like earlier Western import electronics from like
right.
China and so forth. So yeah, it was for quite some time. I think in the early to mid or late 90s, it was just like a big marketplace out here, and it was very, very dirty and run down.
I can
And
imagine.
buildings were falling apart.
Now,
But yeah, now since they now keep it all looked after, and that's why you see a lot of them that we've been showing you here have a lot of construction work being done to them to preserve them. From the sign, it says it's from the Republic of Moldova, and so here it is. And Moldova again is basically another farming republic, as they all were. I mean, it was always said that the Soviet Union was undernourished, and but yeah, I mean, every single pavilion is about farming. Here we go. Russell's reading up the facts.
once emblazoned with 10 bas-relief representing the key sectors of the Moldovan economy. An impressive large triangular frontispiece bears the national emblem of the Moldovan Soviet Socialist Republic.
Oh yeah, there we are. Right at the top there. It's got the Soviet star at the top.
Not too much decoration on this one though, when you think,
No,
based on all the ones we've seen again, it's
it's more like a Stalinka style decoration. I would call it.
the buildings that you can see in the...
Very understated. So yeah, this is Moldova. This is for the region or country Abkhazia or Lithuania. And what was this one dedicated to again?
to chemistry.
Chemistry, that's right. Yep.
So the achievements in chemistry, the latest discoveries of social chemists. And it had even displays about milling machines through to cash registers.
They were the tech geeks of the Soviet Union. We like that.
Cash registers.
Cash register geeks. So yeah, it's a bit understated. We've got a bit of obviously regional inscriptions here on the front. I don't think there was. I don't see any wheat reference here.
Finally. Well.
Oh, hang on. Yes, we have over the door.
Okay.
But it's very minimal. They may not have actually done any farming.
Oh, but hang on a minute.
Oh no, here we are. Look at this. Here's the Lithuanian people. Farmers, but they've got more than wheat. They've got pears, it looks like in the basket she's holding.
Yeah.
And it looks like potatoes down there. Look at that.
I wonder.
This is where Belarus's potatoes ended up. Someone got them mixed up.
And the farmer's very well dressed there. And he's,
Oh yes, he's looking very
It's
dapper in his little suit.
Shirt and tie on there, is it?
Yeah, it's a formal occasion to be farming. And here we are, some milking women with the cow and their bales of milk. I got little pigs and piglets there as well.
Pails.
Pails.
Bales.
Bales, yes, I'm thinking of the wheat. I've got wheat stuck in my mind.
And the piglets.
Yes, that's what happens when you see so much wheat. You get bales instead of pails. So yes, pails. That's a pail, not a bale. Okay, we've been up at Latvia, which is here. And it's, again, it has wheat, and it looks like marble columns. And it's very understated, really. It's got some horses up on the corners there, and the Latvian emblem of the USSR. This one was originally the Estonian pavilion, but over the years it's been changed and it's now for the Kyrgyzstan Republic. And here it is. You can see above the front door there, you've got the red star with the wheat, and along the top it's got wheat there again, and the ornate metal in front of the windows there also shows wheat, and there's some other crops along the top there as well, and fish.
Oh, sturgeon. Are they sturgeon?
Yes, they look like sturgeon, so they would have been for caviar.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, probably black caviar. But yeah, this is pretty small as well. It's actually probably one of the smaller pavilions. I mean, it's not that huge. It's got a very colourful emblem at the top there.
Yeah, I was thinking that, the blue.
Yeah, blue and the yellow. We're being swarmed by school children. They're out here learning about what all these pavilions are for. Anyway, this one is a bit of a mixed one. It's originally for the North Caucasus, which is like Crimea and that sort of general regional area there. But now you can see a robot sitting at the front. It's a robot exhibition.
Yeah, kind of like a bit of a mini science museum.
Yeah.
It's interactive for the kids to come and learn about robotics and mechanics.
Yeah, it doesn't even say the original name anymore. At the top, you can see it says Robostancia. So, robot station.
It's kind of a hollowed out kind of looking building too.
Yeah, it is.
Nothing.
You can see through there past a hanging robot. You can see the sun's coming through the middle, so there's obviously a glass atrium style roof inside, and it lets all the sunlight in. And again, you can see lots of depictions of wheat and farming on all the ornate pieces. So that's it. That's our last one. So if you had to pick one of the ones that we've seen throughout the entire park, which would be your absolute favourite?
Now, we did talk about it when we were looking at it, about the controversy and the current times we're in. And I kind of like the Ukrainian one.
Yep.
Because of how colourful it is, how bright it is, how...
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of depictions of the region on the building. And that's my choice, but...
Yeah, I thought they were showing off a little bit.
Well, you can say that in a way. If you compare it to all the others here and in the time that they were all built, you know, there was obviously different things going on in different regions of the former USSR then.
Exactly. But I liked Karelia with the wooden facade, which we're looking at across the way. It's the most unique one here, I would say.
Because it's the only non-stone and stone-built building, I guess, because it's got all the wood.
It's got the stone columns, but the facade at the top is carved wood.
Yeah.
That's probably the most difficult one for them to maintain here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my favourites, I have to admit. This one here is not so impressive, even though it's big. But yeah, I mean, we've seen some pretty impressive ones along the way. Not so impressive, but overall, it's a must-see. That will be it for the video. We'll end it here. Thanks for joining me, Russell.
Welcome.
And I'll see you in the next video. So give it a comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll leave a link over to Russell's channel, and you can check out what he does here. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.